Welcome back to the Path to Better A1C podcast. I am your host, Jenny Peña, and I bring you this podcast for you, busy professional entrepreneur who wants to lower blood sugar, conquer the cravings, feel good again without extreme dieting or burnout. And today, we are going to talk about something that is one of the biggest challenges people face, especially in the summer, vacation time is the social pressure around food and drinks, especially during travel, vacations, parties, family meals. And if you have been to any family reunion, you know that people are all over your business when it comes to food. They want to try to persuade you. Either they really make you feel guilty if, let's say, you created a balance between your choices, or they really push you to the edge to try things because it doesn't matter, it's just one day, right? So, we're going to talk a little bit about this and just see if we can find tools that you can use to navigate the holidays, still enjoy, still be able to live your life, have a vacation, go to a party, have a gathering with your family, and still support your health. Now, summer is fun. It's meant to be social, but it also disrupts our routines. And it can make blood sugar a little bit tricky in terms of managing it, right? Um, Again, my previous episode, I talked a little bit about the drinks. The workshop that I did recently talks a little bit about the drinks. And that is something that is hot out. You're thirsty. All these drinks, all these cocktails, they're around and they bring a lot of sugar with it and it can disrupt your routine. So it's not just what you eat, but also how social pressure pushes you towards more sugar, more drinks, or it is just one. And those moments can actually pile up. And you don't have to avoid every treat. That's something that I pride myself as a coach is that I like to teach individuals not necessarily to deprive themselves, but to find balance and to make a very clear decision. Not eating something just because they were pressured to, but they made that choice and they're perfectly aware of how it's going to impact their calorie count, how it's going to impact their weight loss goal, if that is something that they're working on, how it's going to impact their focus and their energy, and what they can do to still enjoy it and find balance. So it's not just what you eat, but sometimes social pressure pushes you towards more sugar, more drinks, and you don't have to avoid it. This is about finding balance. So let's go over a few things that can be a challenge because I know that summer is harder. Routine goes out the window. If you have kids, you know what I'm talking about. They're in the house. There's a bit more stress at times. You have to cook more. There's all these different snacks and things around. There's more eating out because now you're tired of having the kids in the house. There may be irregular sleep just because, again, now you don't have to wake up at a certain time. So everything kind of changes. And I've had like both experiences. I have had clients that the summer is actually a good thing for them and their health and wellness because the fact of not having to prep the kids and go to school opens up a lot of time for them to invest in their health and wellness and in their food and going to the gym. However, there's another set of parents that actually have a bit of a struggle to find that structure. So, the struggle in terms of routine, it's real. The second thing would be the social pressure. Now you have more barbecues. Now you have more play dates. You have people coming over. It's nice outside. Let's go to a restaurant that has a tables outside to enjoy the fresh air. It's hot. Let's grab a beer. Let's grab a drink. Let's grab some wine. All of these things are coming. And then when you're around family and friends and they're saying, just have some, you feel so guilty and rude if you say no. So you want to participate fully. You don't want to like offend them. And you end up kind of like compromising your own rules and I don't know if I want to use rules, but your boundaries, right? The things that you have set for yourself. So that's one element to add. Then the third element that I would love to talk about, again, talking a little bit more just because it's summer, is the drinks and the hidden sugar. Or these cocktails, the sweet teas, the lemonades, they have a lot of sugar. If you're not careful, if you're not looking at the labels, if you're not looking at the nutritional facts before you go to a restaurant or a fast food restaurant, you won't be surprised of the amount of sugar that you can get in. And while you're doing all of these things in order for you to get the right amount of food and the right things on your plate, it could actually derail with the drinks. So even the healthy smoothies, even the green juices, again, you're taking all the fiber out and you're just drinking the juice. It can spike your blood sugar. It may have some of the nutrients from those fruits and vegetables, but you're taking the fiber out. So if you're trying to balance your blood sugar, please listen to my voice. Make it balance. Think about a plate, just like I mentioned. Go back to my previous episode if you have not listened to it and make it balanced. It will derail your blood sugar balancing efforts. And then think about the sugar that are in barbecue sauces, these desserts, right? Like these glazes, all of these elements that may not be sweet yet have sugar. Now, yes, these things happen and it's kind of tough with the social pressure. Now, the travel. The travel is another element that can be very challenging. Now, I have three tips for you. Make a plan, but try to keep it flexible, right? Control what you can control. I always tell my clients pack your snacks, plan for your snacks. If you cannot plan for anything else, plan for your snacks. And make sure you have a bottle of water that you can carry with you. Make sure you're not dehydrated. If there's nothing else that you can do while you're on vacation, do that. Why? Because the moment that they are hydrated, the moment that they're not ravenous when they go to that restaurant, they're going to be able to make better choices. And every restaurant, they all have salads, they all have vegetables, they can surely accommodate. You can take that bun out of that hamburger. You can ask them to wrap it in lettuce. You can ask for an open face burger. Like you can make those changes. So be proactive about it. And if you know you're going to go to a specific restaurant, check the menus ahead of time if possible. I know that when you go on vacation, you're walking around and then you're like, oh, this restaurant looks nice. Let's go in. Look at the menu. Look at the menu. Make sure that you have options that include the protein, that include your fiber, and allocate for a treat if that is what you want. But prep yourself. Make a conscious decision. Don't make the decision out of, oh, wow, okay, I'm here. I'm just going to eat whatever. Please don't do that. And again, watch your drinks. Try to choose unsweetened iced tea, sparkling water with lime. Limit those sugar heavy cocktails, right? Opt for spirits with soda or less sugary mixers because I'm telling you, some of these cocktails, they're practically more than a meal when it comes to calories and fat. And also that I'm not even going to touch too much on the effects of alcohol and your digestion and how even the calories are processed, right? And then now I have a few tips for when you go to parties and you go to restaurants. I know everybody wants to pressure, or you see everybody drinking or eating a particular thing and you don't want to be left out. But practice polite ways of saying no. Oh my God, that looks amazing, but I'm going to pass for now. You could even say you're keeping space for the main course. If it is appetizers, be like, that looks amazing, but I am going to wait for the main course because I am looking forward to it. Um, Bring a dish. If it is a place that you're all getting together, bring a dish that you love and that you know works for you. If you are close to the host, you can actually ask what is in the menu and sort of plan around. And the third thing, please do not show starving to these parties and these barbecues. Have a small protein snack before so that you're not ready to eat the table when you walk in. You're going to make better choices if you are already at normal levels in terms of your blood sugar and your energy and you're not starving. And make those small swaps. A lot of people really dismiss these things and they're so valuable. Like start with your water first. Wash the bread basket or the chips and the salsa. Those things they add up super fast. Choose grilled over baked if you're able to do so. Ask for sauces and dressings on the side because we already know that a lot of these sauces they have a lot of added sugar, they pack a lot of calories. So having it on the side at least gives you control of how much are you actually adding in your plate. And limit dishes that have those sticky glazed barbecue in their name because they're sugar bombs. That's pretty much what they are. Or practice portion control. Make sure that you're having lots of vegetable on your plate. Make sure you're getting a lot of protein, healthy fats, and then use that as a side dish. And keep it social. Focus on the food, and then you're going to just it's a downward spiral from there. But if you focus on the people and talking to the people and mingling, suggest a walk, suggest an activity after the meal. Bring a playlist, something that everybody can dance. Try to bring that spirit into the gathering, and it's going to be so much better. And enjoy your treat slowly and mindfully if you choose it, right? And enjoy because honestly, when you're focusing on balancing your blood sugar and losing weight and doing all these things, at times your social life can be impacted. And that is important. That manages your stress. You do need that social connection. So I want you to not use blood sugar as the guilty element of you not being out and spending time with your friends and family. Now, how can we manage the mindset? You don't have to be perfect. And a lot of clients, sometimes they go on vacation and they come back and they say, oh, like I ate this, I ate that. I'm like, okay. Like, did you enjoy it? I always joke and I say, if you're going to have a cookie, make it the best cookie possible. Don't just eat those calories for like a second grade cookie. Um, like, get the best thing. If you travel to a place that specializes in a specific dish, please try that dish. You're going to regret it forever. If it is a place that you don't have accessible, let's say you go to Europe or you travel to a different country, enjoy. But again, practice the same things that we have practiced all the time. Where is the protein? Are we having vegetables? Drink your water. Everything can be applied even when you're on vacation. Because again, it's not about restriction. It's not about never having something, but more about making choices that you feel good about. So having social events should be fun and not stressful. It shouldn't be a source of panic. Some of my clients, I'm like, oh, there's this reunion and I don't know what to do. And sometimes we troubleshoot certain things. I even have gone through menus with some of my clients and they feel so confident. And guess what? Some of them come back and they don't feel guilty at all. They know that they applied balance. They don't gain weight. Their blood sugar levels don't all of a sudden increase because of that. And they have an amazing time. So remember, one meal is not going to wreck your progress. Now, habits do add up. And I'll explain a little bit about this. One thing is I'm going to have a cookie today because these cookies are amazing and I never get to try these cookies. For whatever reason, I'm going to pick the cookie as an example. That doesn't mean that now you're like, well, I'm not going to eat my vegetables and I'm not going to drink water because I just had that cookie and oh, I am so bad. Or have the cookie every single day. Now you're creating it a habit. So you see the difference? Um, so again, be compassionate to yourself and bounce back from that. That is really the key. So let's even go back and I'm going to look at my notes. We already kind of covered why summer is harder, right? The drinks, the social pressure. We went over some tips for travel. We went over some tips for parties and restaurants. And I really want you to focus also on the mindset. And I'm going to speak a little bit on this. You are the owner of your journey, of your life, of what you eat or you don't eat. Nobody should put pressure either way. I, as a health coach, even when you have like, you can come as a client and pay me for my reset protocol. I am here to guide you and to support you, but I will never force you to do something that you don't feel comfortable committing to because ultimately it is your life. I can come and tell you that the CDC guideline says that you should work out 150 minutes a week. Great. But you have to find what is it that you're willing to do and commit to it. And now we'll teach you the behavioral stuff, how to progress that you can one day hit those 150 minutes of moderate exercise a week, right? That's our long term goal. And we work our way there. But it has to be something that you are intrinsically ready. And there's some things that are non-negotiables, and every client that I have worked with is different. So while sometimes I will say, well, this is what I would do if I was you, I really want the client to explore, why are you doing this? Why is managing your blood sugar important? Why are you doing this? Because the moment that you know why, you're not going to sway and you can have that educated decision. And you can say, and in my experience and personally, I love cheesecake. Do I have cheesecake every day? Absolutely not. Do I have the same amount of cheesecake that I used to in the past? No. But once in a while, I will treat myself. But guess when I do it? I do it when I know that I have exercise, that I'm doing all these things. I make sure that it's just a treat and that it hasn't been a full day of treats, if you know what I mean. If it's not a day that I skipped breakfast and then I ate a high carb lunch and I had a horrible 3 p.m. slump and then I decided to have a drink after and oh, let's just go for a large meal, not balanced, and bring that cheesecake, right? Like that treat didn't turn into a treat, but the entire day was really completely an outlier. And even if that happens, okay, this day was not the best day. Let's move on and go back and think about the why. Okay. Now, we've been talking a lot about hidden sugars this summer. We have been talking about how it's not just drinks, but in everyday sauces and dressings, even in fancy vacation coffee, right? So if you want to keep exploring with me, the summer book club is still open. We are reading The Year of No Sugar, and the best part is that you can join anytime. I was not planning on doing that, but I decided to keep it that it's asynchronous, so anybody can join at any time and they're going to get their emails. And I saw that there was so much value. A lot of people have shared how much they have learned, how aware they are, and how it has inspired them to make changes. So feel free to join. I will put the link in the show notes. And remember that even though we're about halfway through, you will still get the weekly prompts and you still have the chance. By the time that I am releasing this podcast, you still have the chance to join that wrap up call at the end. So, being that said, that is it for today. Summer is meant to be enjoyed, It's about making mindful swaps, setting small boundaries, keeping your energy stable so that you can actually have more fun and not less. So if you love this episode, again, screenshot it, tag me at Coach Jen P on Instagram. Tell me which tip you'll try first. And I hope to hear from you soon. Until the next time, stay steady, stay mindful, and keep moving forward. Have an amazing rest of your week.